Thank you for tuning into the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Marrocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and interdimensional seer. Together, they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, the Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources. Make sure to post your questions and comments below. Disclosures, Insider, Intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today in Disclosures. And we are going to get into part 2 of Cyberpunk. And Peter the Insider is going to give us more information regarding this game. And so without any further delay, I'm going to bring in Peter.
I want to say hello to you and to all of our regular, maybe not so regular listeners.
Okay, so Peter, we're going to get right into it and talk about the corporations today. So Cyberpunk has a few corporations. Some of them are very powerful, like Arasaka and Arasaka.
Arasaka, Arasaka,
yeah. And we're going to go over some of the corporations, and we're going to focus on that primarily today. So here is the corporations, or the mega corporations, are giant multinational corporations or companies that dominate the cyberpunk landscape. They can range from simple media corporations and worldwide security firms. The only thing you have to remember is that you will kill anyone that stands in their way. The corporation in this world are often seen as a sovereign nations of themselves in the use of their power to change the world around them. So, it starts off where, there's all these different problems that happen and different governments that collapse. And so the corporations take over. There's primary ones, and then the smaller ones take over. But we're going to talk about the transition. It was already discussed in the previous show of the storyline or the history. So then we'll just pretty much get into it. And we'll have all of these links for people to read through if they want to get into it deeper. Obviously, immersion is the best way to do it, if you want to play the game. But here's a little bit of the history. In 1993, the world market collapsed. Many corporations faced bankruptcy and folded. And of course, this didn't exactly happen like in our context of existence, but this is another timeline. But that they survived and became even larger. In the case of the Arasaka Corporation, they didn't just survive the collapse, but they greatly benefited from it, was able to pick up the pieces of much smaller corporations. And the post-collapse United States became free reign for the corporations. So the federal government was not in a position to stop them. As such, the burden of chaos fell into the region and municipal governments as they encountered a new wave of capitalist violence and extortion in the form of corporate bribes, further corruption of the government officials, and corporate militias warring in the streets, along with drastic spikes in organized crime and gang membership. So, and it goes on further. Let's see, in organized crime and gang memberships, widespread impoverishment and unemployment in the U.S. and UK's case, massive loss of revenue due to most citizens becoming nomads or just not declaring a sin, or SIN.
Like that. Yes, you are right. Yeah.
Okay. And as such, many cities and metropolises were turned into de facto special economic zones, and where corporations were exempt from taxes, regulations, and sometimes even the law itself. The corpos gradually began co-opting local governments. I just want to say that we had a brief discussion about what's going on our world today, and we are seeing the breaking down of some of the government structures. And so there's some activity that's happening right now over in the Netherlands, where the government, some of the officials have resigned, and then Peter, you said also that was happening in Slovakia as well.
Yeah, some sort of crazy, and I mean really crazy stuff. I was like, what in the world is that? It is it is literally crazy. Like what? You know, it's like next level problem. Yeah, it's like what? You know.
So, yeah, so the leadership is kind of falling apart, but the corporations are getting stronger, and you see, some of these bigger corporations actually making so much money right now off of the
But
pandemic.
but from my point of view, it's I don't want to say I accept it, or how can I say it, or it's fine. No, definitely, it's opposite of fine. I am just saying that it is natural process, and like it or not, fact is that this is how can I call it, like it is normal to, how can I say that, it is normal that bigger or stronger animal, if you want to call it that way, is eating smaller animals. Quotes in quotes, corporations, all kind of that stuff. It's, you know, it is how it is. That's it. We don't like it. Of course, nobody who is sane, if you want to call it that way, shouldn't like it. But it is as it is as it is. It's crazy, but it's like, nope, we don't like it.
So even though, I mean, this is a video game, the trend, or the challenges that they have is something that could very easily happen in our world, or is actually appearing to happen in our world right now. And so that's why I think this game's really important, because it's revealing what our potential is in the future if, things just continue going as they do. We are kind of bringing in a very similar scenario. And I know it's hard for people to watch because this stuff is really bizarre in this game. But if you start looking at it...
But what should we do? I mean, should
Right.
we just, how can I say it, like, pretend that that nothing is, do you know what I mean? Nah, nothing is happening. Everything is completely fine. It's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no. It it is how it is. We, of course, I am not happy about it. Of course I am not. I will be, how can I say it, I will be so, and I mean so happy, if I will just, how can I say it correctly, if I will just make up, like, say, nah, this is nonsense. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Make up all the stuff. Of course I will be. But, things are how they are. As I like to say, cards are given. Cards were given, and we need to, how can I say it, you know to play with them.
Yeah,
That's it.
these are the cards that we've been dealt.
Yep, we've been dealt with those cards, and it is how it is.
Well, here's another thing that they talk about. Puppet mayors and governors were voted into office, and local laws were put into place to benefit the corporations. That means that, they were selected, the voting didn't matter. And I think we can also reflect on that as well.
But please, okay? Sorry, I know that it is not polite. It is very impolite to interrupt you. But please, say me, okay? And say me, please. Isn't it like that right now?
Yes.
Just say me, please. It is
Absolutely.
absolutely,
And
literally like that. It is absolutely like that.
right. And we've had other nations we consider third world nations or dictatorships as puppet governments. But
Yep.
that right now it feels like the US is a puppet government because they're not regarding the people
Yes,
and they're not
exactly.
taking the votes seriously, that they're overriding the people's voice and they're just pretty much doing whatever they want because it's revealing that we've become a puppet government.
Yeah.
But here in the story, the cities such as San Diego, Philadelphia, Belfast, Singapore, Hiroshima, Yokohama are policed by the Arasaka Corporation. They do not accept money for their fee, but rather influence and power in those cities.
Yes,
And
it is. Sorry for interrupting you, but it is technically, how can I say it? Like, that's their currency, if you want to call it that way.
mhm.
It is crazy. It is like their currency are not any sort of money. Even, how can I say it? Like, uh, virtual money, as they are, for example, like, I don't want to say virtual, sorry, my bad. Cryptocurrencies are bitcoins, litcoins, or something like that. No, their currency is their currency. That means this. I mean, like, getting more power and even more and more power. Jeez, it's
So they don't
crazy.
give you money. They just take, what is it, property or persuasion or power over
Yes,
something.
exactly. If
Right.
you are doing what they like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's fine. But and if you are doing, let's say, good enough, if you like to call it that way, good enough, then uh, they they will give you something, or they gave stuff to the people, right? But yeah, once you, how can I say it, and it is not because you have done something bad on intention. I mean, at least you don't know. I mean, you know that you did something really bad. But the stuff is that if you did something what was bad from their perspective, so according their mind, there will be punishment immediately. And that's the, like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Who the heck gave them such an amount of power? Do you know what I mean? It's
Right.
absolutely crazy.
So governments at least had, the appearance of, voters having a voice, discussing any type of laws or agreements, and the way that things are done. There was a certain protocol, and a person can go and discuss their disagreement or, understanding the guidelines and laws, but technically a person had the right to speak out and to say what they thought. And so now it's no longer a government, it's a corporation. And so
But
with a corporation,
from my point of view, it is not a big deal. I mean, it is big deal, but this game, from my point of view, okay, this game, and that's the stuff. It is, yes, of course, it was freshly, it's brand new. It was released in what, like,
2019.
yeah, no, 2020, but it was December. But there is the stuff that it is new, not new game according the development, because this game, and believe it or not, people, this game was developed for 7 years. It started in, I don't know, spring 2000. I mean, the developing started the developing process started in spring 2013, like it or not. It was
In
crazy.
Poland, and by that gentleman from Poland.
Yes. The same one who made the very popular and famous Witcher 3.
The
Yes, yes,
Witcher,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. You are
Yep.
right. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
getting back to it, Night City, the entire city was funded by corporations. So essentially, if you didn't work for the corporation, if you were in a part of the corporation, then you were vulnerable to whatever they wanted. And this is the type of stuff that if we don't change things in our reality, this is where we're headed. So, and that if they could have a piece of the land, they could call their own and act with impunity, subsequent mass privatization of what was public. So, they could tell you where you can live and not live and so forth.
Yes.
Place like Night City is completely under the control of Arasaka, as they used it to their own advantage. The corporation's thirst for power, resources, and capital did not stop at simple special ops tactics carried out by these covert operatives. And it just, you can imagine it gets worse. And that's why the city looks the way it does, where it looks, pretty much dystopian.
Yeah.
And so then there's the media corps, are giant conglomerates that control the airwaves. Sound familiar? Across the world, made up of thousands of new broadcasters, entertainment studios, and publishers. They ensure that only the right news makes it on air.
Right news.
It's only the right news.
Why am I not surprised? Sammy, why am I not surprised?
It says it right there. And
Yeah.
anyone could read this link and they can see what they were talking about. And many analysts suspect that some of the larger media corps have deep ties to governments around the world. And if they don't know, it's only a matter of time before they do. Yep. So, and then they have what different news medias here. Network News 54, Nippon Network, which is in Japan, Diverse Media Systems USA, World News UK. I mean, this stuff was getting written years ago, right, Peter? And
yes, as I said, I mean, I don't want to say which kind of, how can I say it, which kind of part of this, how can I say it, scenario, if you want to call it that way, was written in which specific year. But as I said, all this start in spring of 2014, so it is not new stuff. It's crazy. It's like, jeez.
Here's another one.
This is literally crazy. This is literally.
It is, and it's, people really need to be looking at this. Here is the Agricorps. It started as a smaller family farms that may have owned a few acres of farmland, an unimpressive amount of livestock and machinery on the verge of collapse. After the world market collapse and the collapse of the United States, many Agricorps set up shop. Huge swaths of land become drought-stricken and barren, and the family farm was all but over. All this happened at a time when the bulk-grown crops were needed more than ever. Some of the larger farms survived the collapse and managed to buy up a lot of fertile land. By 2020, 65% of the farmland in the U.S. was owned by the corporations, many of which were producing CHO2, the biofuel of the future. And so they were using organic, some kind of wheat or something to create a fuel or some kind of biofuel. And this, I just read an article recently that, some of these corporations are buying out a lot of land. It used to be the government.
Yep.
But
you are right.
Yeah.
All of this is literally, and I mean literally crazy. It is like, what in the world?
I know, it's horrible.
Yeah, you are right. It's absolutely crazy. That's like, what in the world? I don't know it.
Here's the manufacturing corp. So this is another thing. I mean, a lot of this discussion with
Do
China and
you
everything.
just say me? Didn't all this Agricorp or Manucorp, isn't this just remaining something? Because for me it is. It's
It
Monsanto. Monsanto.
Monsanto,
Yep.
absolutely. Yep.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know.
Hmm. And
They
there's
hide
others
it.
too.
They hide it. They hide a lot of stuff. Believe me.
Well, I also read an article that Bill Gates is buying up a lot of our farmland, which,
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
he's gone from, you know, working in with computers and manufacturing, in that industry, and software and hardware and so forth, and then got into becoming a doctor, working on vaccines and trying to medicate the world, and now he's become a farmer.
Well, he's like, what? This is nonsense. How the heck you can do all this? Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to become a farmer, and I guess I'm sure he's going to have his special enhancements to the food,
Special enhancements. I
which is
like. I like.
already, yeah, like
No, I really like how you are calling it. It's like, man.
I wish I didn't have to call it at all. I mean, I don't even
I
know how this
know.
stuff
I
is
know.
happening. It's so crazy. And so pretty much the way that Cyberpunk lays it out is that there's a continual breakdown of the systems
Yep.
with the governments, the corruption that gets into the governments, and then the corporations just keep getting stronger and stronger, and just like some kind of vulture waiting to devour everything. And that's pretty much how they're coming in, and where they're seeing a void. And
Yep. Yep.
some of the big
Well, you
families,
are you are right.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, they see an opportunity, so they
And
see
once
that we
they
need
and once
cars and
they
fuel, and then
yeah,
they,
and
yeah,
once they see an opportunity, it's up for them. It's like, this is what we need. Do you know what I mean? It's up for them.
it's because they're building their own dynasty, and they wait for this stuff. So as we're thinking, as people that are concerned about your nation, and you're thinking about, hey, I'm concerned about the US right now, and that there's some serious issues going on. They're sitting back and just tapping their feet, waiting for something to collapse so they can just gobble it up and take that in, and then enhance
Up,
their power.
absolutely, you are goddamn right.
So we're waiting for them to step in and help us, and that will never happen because they're the vultures on the side of the road waiting for the kill. They're waiting for someone else to
Absolutely.
destroy so that they can step in easily and take.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
and that's the stuff, because no one, and believe me, no one will suspect them. Nope.
No, they'll just think, oh, they're picking up the slack somewhere,
Yep.
not thinking that possibly through the media that they've orchestrated this whole thing. But this is the part that we've been talking about from the beginning, Peter, is that these corporations have been dictating a lot behind the scenes in many different ways, that it's kind of been hidden, and we've talked
And I
about.
will say you something. I will say you, sorry for that. Sorry for interrupting you. I know that it is impolite to interrupt you. And sorry, once again, sorry, because I know that I'm doing it, often.
Yeah, it's
But
okay.
you
Thank you.
mentioned, sorry?
I said thank you.
Sorry for that, but once I've got some idea, I can lose it pretty fast. And I will say why I am interrupting you right now. Because, and this is it, because there is fact, and this is solid fact, right? That um that all the time, once there is something, I mean, ongoing situation, right? Ongoing situation. Corporations will win and common people will lose. Like it or not, that's the truth.
And ignoring it is not going to make it go away. And
Yeah,
people need to
exactly.
identify who the real problem is and stop fighting against each other because they orchestrate a divide and conquer practice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Divide et impera. It's in Latin
Latin, yeah.
language. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very,
Absolutely.
very old concept. Humans still fall for it. And they'll
Yes.
continue using it until humans get smart enough to figure out what's going on and not fall for it anymore. Race wars are orchestrated that way. The gender issues, the different cultures, nation against nation. They continue using all these different things. Like I said, they're waiting to just see things collapse, sit back in their big chairs in the big offices, and just take whatever they can. So we need to be smarter. At some point, I'm hoping in our history that we can actually wake up and say no to this. Otherwise, it's heading in this direction that we're talking about today,
Yeah.
or have been talking about. Peter, you're the first one that has really brought in all of these major corporations that have been in the background this whole time. Nobody else wants to talk about it. It's Monarch, Mobius.
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why
I know
people don't. I don't
they
know
keep
what's.
on calling it fiction because they can't tangibly see it, but it's actually happening, and they refuse to look at it. And so we have this dilemma where they halfway listen, and then they halfway want to go back to this the regular narrative that was there before.
Yeah, I
And
know. I know.
and it's frustrating because it's hard to sit there and watch and know that we could change things, and we're not changing things because we're expecting some other magical thing to happen.
I know. I'm just saying it's. This is crazy.
So here's another area in manufacturing. The Manucorps were least affected by this collapse. As long as capitalism existed, the manufacturing industry will be fine. The Manucorp products are ranged from aerodynes, vehicles, weapons, armaments, to children's toys, computers, VR and AR, cybernetics, robots, and many more. The security giant Arasaka started out in a heavy manufacturing in the late 1800s. 1800s. Even in 2020, they have kept their manufacturing operations secretly, own many other small companies. So corporations, you see that one way to affect a nation is
Yeah.
pull their ability to manufacture, to sell, to buy, and that definitely hinders them, and they can't sell their products. It becomes a major problem, and I think the U.S. has had that problems with China. There's been a lot of discussions. It's another
Yeah.
way to leverage power.
You are right.
There's computing. Cybercorps are necessary for modern life in the world of cyberpunk, as almost everything evolves around a computer of some sort, with the availability of more advanced technology, as well as the emergence of the Netwatch corporations, have cemented their
Jeez, they
place.
are bad. They are bad. I don't like them. No, I mean, those are crazy. Yeah, those are like.
Right. So pretty much they run everything, but also, they can hack into it at any time, and they have this person.
So technically, it's nonsense. It's like, why the heck they need to? You know what I mean? It's like, nah, why? They don't need to run pretty much anything like run. Do you know what I mean? Because like they can hack. It is not a big deal for them. It's
Yeah,
like,
take whatever they want at any time. Invasion
yeah,
of
exactly,
privacy. Yeah,
exactly.
we know about that. That's becoming more dominant. And then here's the augmentations. Much like the world of computing, augmentation, be they mechanical or biological, is at the forefront of the cyberpunk world, and the corporations that help develop the field is known as biocorps, producing and developing everything from bioware, cyberware, nanotech, biosculpting technologies to GMO crops, biofuels,
here we are.
cultural cells, test tube organs, and tissues. Right.
Why am I not surprised? Say me, why am I not surprised?
I don't think
Sorry,
I know
I
what
shouldn't laugh.
biosculpting is.
This is like, desperate laugh, not...
There's the nanotech you've been talking about for a while.
Yeah.
BioWare. And
I'm just saying about, how can I say it? I want to comment that I didn't talk about that stuff because there wasn't need to do that, right? Do you know what I mean? They were not here. They were not working. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They were not working here.
Right.
In our reality. But now, as I like to say, they hit it like a truck. This is absolutely crazy what they did.
Right.
I don't know.
They stepped into our reality and started to manipulate things. And the purpose of GMO crops is so they can control the masses. Right?
Yep.
So they put in technology into the GMO, which enables mind control and persuasion of large populations. So the augmentation, these are very refined corporations where, I guess that they get everyone in a war. That's part of breaking down the systems, is warfare. And then
you are absolutely right.
Then all the limbs are missing. It's really simple to turn everyone into a cyborg. Yeah, and so that's...
Yeah. As you said.
Yep. Here's the armed forces, or the Armacorps. Thrive in the extremely dangerous world of cyberpunk. Crime is rampant. The most modern police forces are ineffective. It's no police, right? Everyone wants no police. Where are they getting it from?
Sorry, Jessica. Because they don't need to have. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is absolutely, how can I say it, ridiculous. It is bizarre, but from their point of view, it's normal not to have police, not to, I don't know, it's like,
because they let people just kill each other.
I don't want to use any other words because it will be unpublishable. Do you know what that means?
I know. So, I know. I mean, this is everything. All of these agendas that we're seeing in our news it's right here. Yeah, it says, gone are the days of rent-a-cop who patrols a mall on the prowl of some underage punks. Now a security team is a cohesive unit deploying a small arsenal and willing to shoot first and ask questions later. Mercenary outfits have become far more widespread, with many well-funded and headed by respected war veterans. So that people, you have to pay for your police, and this is what we're seeing with some of the elite, especially those that were saying defund the police, like the governments in the capital of some of the states. I think California did that. They got their own personal police, but they wanted to defund the police for the regular people. And so here it is, it's like...
So technically that means they sorry?
It's called rent-a-cop. So you pay for the police. If you don't have any money, you can't get protections.
Rent-a-cop?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but technically, it means it's blackmailing. Just by the way. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like you need to pay for that, because if no, you will have a big problem. Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying it's what in the fucking world.
Yep. So that's another interesting parallel to where we're at here.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk and banking. Money means everything in the world of cyberpunk. Banks have increased in a large variety, promising to protect the money in their climates. Euro dollars is the most common currency available. That's
Eddies.
interesting.
Eddies. Yes, they are
Yeah.
calling eddies. Yep.
However,
That's
there
true.
are other currencies, new yen. Often times these banks will have private armies or hired on security services from other corporations.
Yeah.
So there's no dollars. It looks like there's just euro dollars.
Eddies. Eddies. They are calling it
It is.
eddies. Yep. Yep. They are calling it eddies. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And then they talk about the corporate wars.
Yeah.
First corporate war, second war, third war. This is what it leads all up to, all of this that we're going on. So let's get into Arasaka.
Yeah.
Arasaka's one of the biggest, right? It's the
What?
biggest.
Sorry.
Is this the biggest corporation?
Arasaka, technically, yeah. But you know, we didn't need to be worried in the past. I mean, in the past, because like, why? It's fine. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And then it hit it like a truck. Shoot. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like,
Yep.
this is not okay.
So this is probably the most well known, and this is a Japanese company. I think they were around for. They definitely have a big influence on this reality moving forward.
Yep.
Worldwide mega corporation dealing in corporate security, banking, manufacturing. It is one of the most influential mega corporations in the world. The company is also the largest distribution of Japanese-made merchandise throughout the American, European, and Asian markets. Arasaka-branded weapons and military vehicles are among the most sought after by police and security firms. Over the years, it has developed a dark reputation as a corporation that is to be feared, and one which covers its tracks using assassins, an army of lawyers, as well as alleged connections to the Yakuza.
Yakuza, yeah.
Yep.
Yakuza, yeah. Yep, you are goddamn right. I don't know, this is so bad.
So they pretty much, they're pretty much selling everything as well as protecting themselves. Anyone gets in their way, they just send an assassin, and that's about it.
But this is how it works in that. You know, like it or not, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, it said it was founded in 1915.
Yep.
And we kind of covered this a little bit last time about, and there's a whole history, and I guess you could really dissect it even further, but we're just going to cover and provide a basic understanding. So this is the power that Japan, essentially, if you would say that who was the world leader at this time, I would say Arasaka or Japan at this time. And maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, Peter.
Yep.
Okay.
But I don't want to say world leader. Let's say at that time, Germans don't care about that stuff like that, because they are pretty much fine with Europe and certain regions of Asia and Africa. They simply made some sort of deals with Africa, all kind of that stuff, and it's like, why not? It's fine. And Japan's they want to have, I don't want to say rest of the world, but it was like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
right, are they over Maelstrom? Because we're going to come up to Maelstrom soon.
Jeez. Yeah, we can talk about Maelstrom. Just by the, okay, go ahead. Because technically, and it's weird from my point of view, because Japanese, they don't care about the rest of Asia. I don't want to say all of Asia, but the rest of Asia. They care about US, Canada, you know. They don't care absolutely at all. They don't care about Europe, absolutely. And they only care about certain parts of Africa, southern parts of Africa, and especially, you know, this like SAR, like SIR, South African Republic, because you know there are plenty of stuff. I mean, natural resources. Do you know what I mean? Rare metals, oil, and all kind of that stuff. You know. And in South African Republic, you've got all kind of that stuff, you know, nah, like that. So and it was 50-52 in Middle and South America. So you know, because for Germans it wasn't a big deal for them, if you like to call it that way. For them was they won World War, and they were like, screw it. They technically don't need to, how can I say that, to make business. It's because they were okay with that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, okay, it's fine. I'm just saying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Before we get into Maelstrom, I did want to bring up Mikoshi.
Oh, this is not okay.
This is related to Arasaka, right?
Soul prison. Bastards. I hate that.
So this is the soul prison that they put people in.
This is next level of craziness. Believe me, this is next level of craziness. I don't.
Mikoshi is a facility that houses the digitized personalities of people in many Arasaka facilities around the world. Mikoshi can also be found in the Arasaka Tower of Night City. So this is where Alt Cunningham gets in trouble, right?
I mean, but not get in trouble. Get in trouble. From my point of view, get famous. Because she's still alive. They can technically gave her anybody, not anybody, I mean any kind of body as they can. It absolutely doesn't matter how will she look. No. Because it will be technically like, how can I say it, pure perfection, if you want to call it that way. Pure perfection. Do you know what I mean? Because if she will be intelligent, smart enough, and physically pretty enough, and of course they have this aspect of her, like AI aspect of her, and they will mix it, that will be it. She's the most like top perfection. Top perfection. That's it. She's living forever. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like. Alt Cunningham has my encryption, right? So
yes,
yeah, I'm not sure if I like the whole
engram, not encryption. We need to make it clear. Engram. It is practically you are the same stuff as Relic. I mean the biochip in we had, and there was the Johnny Silverhand, right? Mm-hmm. And the stuff is that you are pretty much Johnny Silverhand like that, like Johnny Silverhand in Wii, and you are pretty much the same stuff with Alt Cunningham. Absolutely the same stuff. Of course, I will be how we can call it, uncomfortable with that. Of course, I will be the same. I'm just saying. Jeez.
Yeah, so this is in 2077. But and anyhow, well, Getting back to Mikoshi, in real life, it is a sacred religious palanquin in the
Yep.
Shinto faith. It serves as a vehicle to transport a deity in Japan while moving between the main shrine and temporary shrines during a festival or when moving a new shrine. So it's like they have all the souls there, but it's also connected to their Shinto faith.
Uh-huh.
I thought that
Yep.
was. And here, the Mikoshi is one of the most heavily guarded data fortresses in Arasaka and holds the digitalized minds of clients with Secure Your Soul program. For security reasons, information in the program is still classified by the corporation. The physical location of Mikoshi is closely guarded, secret together the smattering access points nested in cyberspace.
But
Among
sorry for interrupting you, Jessica. But technically, there is no Mikoshi. They how can I say? I don't want to say fake it, but they make it in the game only for game purposes. Purposes that there is Mikoshi, because it is no Mikoshi. I mean, there are stuff like Mikoshi, but with no how can I say that? Once they will make it like that, like it is it was shown in the game, it will be goddamn vulnerable, right? Because it is a huge area. Do you know what I mean? And there is no huge area like that. There are only very, how can I say it? It looks like pretty regular place, not heavily guarded, nothing like that. And this is only for one purpose, ultimate purpose, not to get suspicious. Like, do you know what I mean? Because of course there is Arasaka. What? No, they will be goddamn stupid to get it directly under Arasaka Tower in the first place, and in the second place, it's huge. It's a crazy big area, right?
So is it underground?
Give me a second. Yes, in the game it was like that, but in real deal, in real world, if you want to call it that way, it is not like that, because it will be once if it will be in real life as it was shown in game, it will become vulnerable. No, it is not like that. There are only small servers, very goddamn connected, very goddamn well connected, and that's it. Period. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's it. That's it. And it is like no, nowadays it is not like that. But and it was pretty long time. It was like that Google servers were not quote unquote normal servers, but common. I don't want to say common, but high-end computers you was technically able to buy or build. I don't want to say buy, but build from normal retail store, and they were very well connected between each other mutually, right? And this is like that. Like, let's say they need to stay low, like low profiled, and this was not correct. Do you know what I mean? This was not like that. I mean, that what was shown in the game, it was not in the game. I'm just saying.
Well, here it says among net runners, which I was a net runner, right, as Alt Cunningham, who have breached Arasaka, there's a widespread belief Mikoshi is a soul prison for the digitized victims of Soul Killer. So it's a soul prison.
As I said, that's true, but once again, soul prison, it's soul prison. So technically, you can be dead, and it's only your soul, okay? Because it doesn't matter if it's physical prison or something like that, because only what matters only is what you can feel, and it is absolutely the same stuff as in the Matrix. I mean, the Matrix movie. It is the same stuff. So, real? What is real? If it is what you can see, what you can hear, what you can feel, that all of them are, all of this are electromagnetical impulses interpreted by your brain, and this is it. Once they make your soul, so how can I say it, your conscious believe that you are prison, you technically can be dead, or you can be free, literally free. Do you know what I mean? Like living a normal life, but they isolated the tiniest aspect of your soul, and you will feel that you are, not feel, let's say, you will consider yourself as a prisoner. Do you know what I mean? Like it or not, that's true.
Because you still feel it. You could still feel there's something not right.
Yeah. Not something is not right. That you are in prison.
That you feel trapped in somewhere. Even though that you're free, you can still feel trapped.
Yeah, exactly. So technically, you don't know that you are living free life in, how can I say it, like in normal, I mean in real life, and that's the problem. Like it or not, that's the way how Mikoshi is working.
It says here, rumor has it that Arasaka uses the souls of captured netrunners to use them as data collectors, but so far no one has been able to verify this. Is that what he's using them for? I know he doesn't like netrunners because then they get into the system. Give me a second.
Who?
Arasaka. They don't like netrunners because they get into the system, so they want to control them, right?
Yeah, it is technically, how can I say it, this like two-bladed sword. Do you know what I mean? Like, they need them, I mean the Arasaka, I mean the corporation, on one hand, they need them, but on the other hand, they know they hate them because they know too much. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem. It's crazy.
Right.
And
so then they use them as data collectors. Is that true? Because they said no one has been able to verify that.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we're going to go into Maelstrom now.
Yep.
Now you said this is the Nazi group that was working with Maelstrom. Yeah. Or they are Maelstrom.
Maelstrom. They are from Norway. Yep.
Norway.
Gang, but from my point of view, they are not gang. From my point of view.
Yeah, left of the Metal Warriors, a gang which almost completely wiped out the Inquisitors. It is also acquired members from the Red Chrome Legion and the Iron Sights, who have grudges against the Inquisitors. And so it has this whole storyline behind it, and maybe we can go into that a little deeper in another show.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because it shows a history of sort of the gangs, but so this is what the Nazis were interested in doing, is working with Maelstrom.
Yep, that's true.
Smuggling illegal meds and drugs. They also perform hit jobs, execute in a bizarre and brutal fashion. Yeah, I think we could get into this a little deeper at another. And that's Maelstrom. I had this also, Relic. I don't know if we should be talking about this now, but it seems
this is about you. It's you know, if you like it, fine. If you don't, okay.
The Relic is a series of biochips invented by Anders Hellman, which hosts engrams, thus the engrams you talked about, that are extracted through a modified version of the Soul Killer program Arasaka stole from Alt Cunningham.
Yeah.
So these are biochips.
Relic, yeah,
The Relic.
relics.
And so we can go into this even a little deeper, but yeah, it's related to Arasaka and some of their internal projects. So
This is, I don't know, I don't like all this stuff because, you know, many people have this and they even don't know. And do you know what is craziest part of this, let's call
they
it
have this now?
wicked, what?
They have this now, the people in our reality?
Yes, but give me a second. Do you know what is craziest part of this wicked story? That they made those kind of technologies in that way that our, how can I say it, conventional medicine is absolutely unable to detect them. That's crazy. Of course, people will be like, okay, because if I will be on our listeners, I mean audience, you know, place, that will be first stuff. What will just run through my head. Okay, I mean the first idea. Okay, if is this true, I will go to doc, I mean medical doctor, and if I will if I have it, it need to be you know, detected. No, they did it smart enough, not in order not to be detected by our, let's call it, conventional medicine. Nope, that's the stuff.
So you can't find these biochips because they're so small, or?
No, not small. I mean, yes, they are small, but they are not that small that they can't be detected, because, you know, some sort of unnatural, let's say, small particle, like, what the heck is this? It is something unnatural. It is bad. It doesn't belong here. Something is wrong here. Do you know what I mean? If some sort of patients will go there and
see like an X-ray of something. I just
yeah,
saw that
something like that, or
yep.
or X-ray, or what can it be, like, is MRI or CT. Do you know what I mean? And they will be like, what? But that's the stuff. They are smart enough to do so. I mean, to hide it. That perfect that our medicine, no, nothing. Not a chance. Not a chance. Jesus.
Yeah, maybe we should dedicate some time to talk about implants, biochips, relics, and get into that a little deeper.
We can make a whole series of shows about that.
I think we should, because how it's affecting people, what they can do, if there's anything that they can do regarding it.
Yeah, you are right.
Okay, so then, and because that's really important, I don't want to just kind of gloss over it. We can mention it a little bit, but I think we should get into it pretty deep. Have something more.
Yeah, you are right.
Here is Militech. Militech is an international armaments, is a mega corporation specializing in weapons and manufacturing and private military contracting. Militech is one of the world's largest manufacturers of weapons and military vehicles, with facilities on every continent. So even Arasaka has them, but it seems like Militech is even more so. And you said that Militech is connected to the U.S.
To the U.S. Government, like DOD, the Department of Defense, but that's the stuff. Officially not. Like, what? This is nonsense. Even in this reality, just by the way. And try to guess how. Via DARPA. I mean, all the time, once I hear, read, or whatever DARPA, holy crap, holy moly, I don't. It's like, you know, I don't like that, because this organization is crazy. Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. Nah, screw that nonsense. They are like 220, 250 employees officially, okay? It's like 3.5 billion annual budget officially, right? Screw that. They are getting, and I'm officially, like, unofficially from government, unofficially, like from 15 to 20 billions, unofficially. I mean, real deal. No, screw it. Real deal. I mean, because of military contracting and the cash flow, all kind of that stuff, we are talking about hundreds of billions. The how can I say it, the average annual budget is $500 billion. What the it is like that. It is like that. $500 billion. 500 billions. It's absolutely crazy.
Here's
because
the. Oh, go ahead.
For DARPA, through contracting, respectively, just think the contracts with all of those quotes in quotes behind the curtain, huge corporations, worldwide corporations. It's crazy. They can do whatever they want, I don't want to say they can do whatever they can. They want. There are no limits for them.
And you would say that Militech is pretty much like DARPA.
No, I mean, let's correct it. It's extremely hard to say who is controlling who right now. At the time, because that's the stuff all of those corporations and all kind of that stuff, they waited until certain moment, and when the time is right, it is like a bomb. It was set. Do you know what I mean? Like mine or something like that, and you click it and bam, it explodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the stuff. It is pretty much the stuff, like the same stuff, like, for example, MK Ultra, aka MK Perseus from early
Call of Duty. Yeah, Cold War.
but it is true. It is not Call of Duty Cold War. It's real deal. So from from early 1990s, it's MK Perseus. And it is like that. Okay, and who is in charge of this project? DARPA or all of other of that corporations? They were involved. I mean, they still are from very, very involved from very beginning of the project. And you cannot say it. I mean, you can't say it in order for being 100% certain. And this is the same story. Absolutely right. Same story. You can't say. But technically, from my point of view, they are making it on purpose. DARPA, they are making it on purpose. Because they don't want to be in charge in the first place. It's, let's call it easy money for them, because they are pumping crazy amounts of money in, I don't know, cryptocurrencies or whatever kind of crazy, not currencies, but as it was, currency is not like money, but getting information, gaining technologies and all kind of that stuff, and that's it. It's fun. It's like easy money. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, sorry, I mean, this is laugh of desperation. And just by the way, as we can see it on the screen, it's Militech International Armaments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just by the way, it is military intelligence agency also, what is pretty much the CIA but for military purposes. Just by the way, and don't say that this is coincidence. No, I don't believe in coincidences. No.
What do you mean the coincidence regarding what?
That MIA, what you can see, is MIA in official way of calling Militech, and MIA is also a military intelligence
I see what you're saying. Okay.
agency. What is technically CIA, but for military purposes,
right.
for DOD.
So there it is, the MIA, Military International Armaments.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is not coincidence. If this is coincidence, no, I don't buy it. No.
And you can see over here, Peter, right? Established 1996, restructured sometime after 2000.
Yep.
Headquarters is Washington, D.C. Location, New York, Miami, Chicago, Montreal, London, Rome, Zurich, Night City, Washington. Not Washington, D.C., but Washington State, Los Angeles, Toronto, Tokyo, Beijing. I don't know what that is. And, Hong Kong. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is
the leaders.
I mean,
who's this Donald Dixie Lundy? Is that supposed to be another name for Trump, or am I?
You said it.
Wow.
You said it.
Huh. Yep. There he is right there. And that's his son, Junior.
You said it. I will not comment it.
That's 2077.
It's some descendants. They've got some descendants.
So he stays in power somewhere or another, right?
Some descendants, okay. Just by the way.
Yeah, and here's some. This was initially founded in 1996 by Italian weapons designer Antonio Lucchesi.
Sorry for interrupting you, but can I say it? Didn't we call this? Read this, because I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we covered some of this last week.
Yep. I'm just saying that none of this is coincidence. Nothing. If someone will say so, simply no. No.
Here's an article on how to hack the Cyberpunk 2077 Militech data shard. What is the data shard, Peter? That's the money that you carry?
We can just read that. Can't we?
Yep. Wipe out the malware on Merida's cred chip with the Cyberpunk 2077 Militech data shard guide. Curious about the Cyberpunk 2077 data shard? By the sound of it, you've met Merida Stout and you're working your way through the pickup quest. You can just hand the cred chip straight over to Maelstrom, but it's more interesting to explore all the options before skipping over the Foods Gate. So it doesn't really, does it talk about it here? So, I don't know.
Netwatch is, just by the way, Netwatch is kind of interesting.
So that was just the data shard. But we'll get into Netwatch.
I'm just saying, the Netwatch is kind of interesting corporation. too, at least from my point of view.
Yeah, that's next on our list. So we'll cover Netwatch is policing organization based out of London, England. Its focus is the protection of the net over Europe and the United States. They work closely with corporations and often fight against net runners. Why do they fight against net runners? Because net runners kind of not supposed to be doing that?
Okay, it is very easy. How can I say that? It is like what is good and what is bad. Is good water or is good fire? What is good? Is good to get goddamn damage with acid, or you know, this kind of, how can I say it, alkaline. Just say me. Once you will you know, like throw some sort of bank, do you know what I mean, in chemistry lab. What is better? What is better?
Well, the alkali is better than the acid.
What?
The alkali is better than the acid. Is that what you were saying?
No, I'm saying that none of this is good once it is the pH is extreme. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, yes.
This is it. It is like what is better, to be burned with fire or drowned with water? I'm just asking.
Yes.
This is the same question. I don't want to say the question was bad or not well thought through, but I'm just saying this is the perfect example for the situation. But let's read through
they
that.
directly say, whereas Arasaka likes netrunners, they do not like, they fight against netrunners, so netrunners are doing things that they don't like. But they're a policing organization founded in 2013 and created a U.S. Euro Theater Treaty, created as a part of a United Nations treaty. It worked in tandem with and received funding from governments, corporations, and other large organizations to patrol the net, looking for illegal activity. Netcorp netrunners were equipped with very powerful software to move through the net and would patrol specific beats that could cover a city, region, or continent. While arrest was the primary goal of Netwatch, it was also known as to use black programs to kill or maim their opposition. In 2070,
and here we go, to kill their opposition. It is the same stuff as Arasaka or as whatever. Do you know what I mean?
So in a sense, they're working with Arasaka, maybe.
No,
a different name.
No. Let me explain. The same stuff. They are not working with Arasaka, but if they even will, I mean, how can I say that? Publicly, it looks like they are against them, or something like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff is, like it or not, from, how can I say it, one way or another way. If they are only pretending that they are good ones, because they are using the same method. Do you know what I mean? Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
So by 2077, one of the Netwatch's goals includes keeping people from penetrating the black wall, a virtual wall believed to keep free AIs from breaking through and causing mayhem. As such, they were at odds with the Voodoo Boys, who wished to break down the black wall with the belief that AIs would help them and humanity itself. Is that true? Would the AIs be able to help them?
You know, who knows? I mean, technically AI is only about the logic. It's like, how can I say it? IQ is crazy high, unmeasurably high, but there is no EQ. Like no, let's say...
Emotional, yeah.
Emotional, so quote in quotes, human aspect. Do you know what I mean? Nothing. But even human aspect, I don't want to say it is, but it can be bad. So it sucks. You know, it sucks all the time. It sucks. It's bad. I'm just saying, you know.
So do you think netrunners actually have a purpose? Do they have a purpose or no? Are they just like criminal running things for corporations?
If you hire them for good stuff, and this is, as I said, currency, money are not the only one except the acceptable currency. It's fine because they can be hired for good stuff. But that's the stuff. World is not like the computers. Do you know what I mean? Like zeros and ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like white or black or something like that. I mean red or green. Like I don't know, water or flame. No, it's not like that. Do you know what I mean? There are wide, varied, huge spectrum of colors. I mean, and those colors, if we want to call it them like colors, you know, they are aspects, different aspects, different. I mean, the thing or things set to different contexts. Do you know what I mean? Different. I don't know. In different time. Do you know what I mean? Like, nah, this will not work for another. How can I call it? Another context, another part of the world. It's like that. It is like that. No. People can believe it, but nope, it can't. It's very frequent and very recent. Nope, it can't.
Netwatch has been rewritten to be pre-existing United Kingdom security company founded in 1991. So they changed it. It was originally something else. And what happened?
This is it. 1991. Look at that. Like how can I say it? Like they reacted for. I mean, the action was MK Ultra and Perseus merging officially because they were preparing it for 20 years. Yeah, approximately 20 years. Like technically, you know, once it's weird sentence, but they were first signs that Vietnam War can end, and it was like 1971, 72, right?
Yeah.
And they start to begin some sort of processes and all kind of that stuff. And 20 years later, they officially, of course not officially, but from their point of view, they finally merged together. And it was not no more MK Ultra and no more Perseus, like Perseus itself. They simply merged together and it is MK Perseus. And they did that on 1991 on purpose, in the absolutely the same year. When it happened.
So they're connected. Are you saying they're connected?
No. Let me explain it. They are not connected, but it was a reaction in the same year. In the same year, but in there. That means in another reality. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I see.
That's it.
Okay, so that's Netwatch, and this is Nightcorp.
How many of them we are still?
I think. Let's see.
I'm just asking.
These are just subtitles in between, but Nightcorp and Maxtec are the
last one, two of them.
yeah, yeah.
So
I
let's
believe
go,
that's
let's go. Okay.
all right. So Nightcorp is a foundation structured into a corporation founded by Richard Knight's wife, Marion Knight. Nightcorp itself is a strange corporation that puts its focus on the benefit of Night City. Yeah, so we know the story. We talked about the story about Richard Knight, and then he was trying to get. He was very popular with the people. He gets killed, and then his wife steps in to name the city after him.
Yep. 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 That's true.
And let's see, Nightcorp is very unique corp that puts its full attention on Night City and its affairs. It's pretty much just corporation is the largest contractor of public procurements with the boundaries of the city, building renovation facilities like roads, bridges, tunnels, metro lines, power plants, net transmitters, waterworks, sewage. And the company is also known for their charities that aid the poor children of Night City and the scholarship program to benefit gifted younger people. So they seem like a normal corporation.
Like some sort of what is this word? It's you know,
Like a non-profit almost, but no.
non-profit organization, but you know, this charity stuff. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Philanthropy. Yep. But at least someone who is honest, you know. At least they are honest. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And they are not, how can I say it, blacked their name with all kind of this fudging nonsense, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we can go to last one. What do you think?
Maxtec.
Yep.
Maxtec.
Yep.
Maxtec is a psycho squads or a specialized subgroup found in most major police forces, established to deal with rampaging cyber psychos suffering from advanced cyber psychosis. So the people are just because of this environment, there's a problem, and it's large enough that there's a corporation to handle these psycho squads or the people that kind of lose it. Is that correct?
Yep. Absolutely. So technically, because what we know, at least what we know, that means that they are making some sort of research, scientific research on all kind of that stuff, and they've got huge net of facilities for those people, and they are doing pretty much on good stuff. The aim is good on one hand, but a problem is they've got you know, this stuff. I mean, like you know, they need to have my lab. Do you know what I mean? Because no pain, no gain. Like it or not, it's true.
What do you mean?
You don't
They
know
need to have
my
a MyLab. Yeah, I know what a MyLab is. So cyber psychosis has become a big problem in the year 2000, while state-sponsored therapy was an option. So people that are having problems, they need their memory wiped and all sorts of things like that.
Yes, exactly.
Psychological offices. What do you do when a metal armored cyber boosted maniac starts randomly killing people? So these like mass killers or shooters. If you're in the government, you organize a special squad of professional police with one job, and to hunt down and capture or kill murderous cyber psychos.
Yep. That's it pretty much what they are doing.
Okay.
That's it what they are doing, yep.
I had to go along with the cyber psycho, I think there was this one right here. She shows up, I think, once, but there's quite a bit written about her. And so the way that she's equipped, she has what's called these mantis blades.
Yes, that's crazy.
Which looks really crazy, right?
Yeah,
and
it is.
What makes her like very dangerous.
Yep, you are right.
So we have these mantis blades, which I think is kind of weird because we talk about the mantis here. You know, the
Yep.
the ETs. Are they involved in this? Creating these
Yep. Yep.
Is this their corporation? The ones that
No, they are simply invasive species, and they are all over the place. I mean, all over the universe. That's, you know, that's the deal. That's their deal. Sorry for that.
Okay. So, yeah, slice and dice your enemies with swift, deadly slashes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also then, I thought maybe this is a Simian-run group that is bringing in these gorilla arms.
Yeah.
And these are cyberwares or implants that players can install or exchange in their body, in V's body, to obtain passive buffs. And so it's an enhancement, but is it Simian, the group, the ETs?
Yeah.
Sort of a, yeah. Okay.
So I think that's the stuff. I mean, did we have any other stuff to talk? Because, you know,
all right,
it's
just a quick one. I just need
no. I want to talk about Johnny Silverhand another time.
I know that, but this
please, no.
Please. All right. We'll save that one.
Yep, definitely.
Because it's not necessarily. It's Johnny Silverhand and Nicolas Cage.
Nope, we will talk about that next time.
Okay.
Next time.
All right, we got it. And so for that, then I guess we're done.
Yep.
We're done for today. And thank you for joining us today, Peter, with your time. And this has been very interesting. I appreciate your information, and I hope people can see and understand the parallel to some of the things that we're going through. That's why we're covering this so in depth.
Okay. So, and I want to thank you for another opportunity to be on your channel, and I'm looking forward for next time. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Peter. And everyone, continue to listen. We will continue to be posting videos, and leave your comments below. Thank you for your support. Have a good day.
You have been listening to the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Marrocco. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Visit www.acio-agency.org and www.readingsbyarael.com. Post your questions and comments below. We look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to support our work. All the links can be found in the description. Thank you.